What happened? What happened, bro?
I don't know.
Sorry,
My screen
Aziz.
just
If you guys
froze.
like Aziz's opinion is so horrible, I'm gonna take off.
No. My screen froze. I would never just vote
No.
like that.
Oh, no.
You know me, man. I've been here a
Please
long
continue.
time.
Please continue.
I kid you not. I invited a girl. I'm in Medellin right now, and this girl keeps telling me to invite her, and I invited her to a cafe, and this happened literally 4 to 5 hours ago. And she said she looked at the cafe. I sent her the Instagram link, and she said she's not anything on the menu. Nothing interests her. Why don't we find another place? And I found that kind of odd. I'm inviting her. I'm gonna be paying for it, and yet she feels like it was not good enough for her standards. And this happened today, literally during the
There
day.
you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And she's like, so it's not even enough for me to invite her and pay for it, but now is it even good enough? Like, is it fancy enough? So I feel like they're stretching it to the point where it's absurd, and it's dehumanizing for the male side of the equation. So yeah.
But Ming,
Well,
what
you
about
know
your
what?
experiences as well? Yeah, Brian, sorry, go ahead.
Okay. No, go ahead. Go ahead, no, fuck me. Hold on
No,
one
I just
second. I've
wanted
got
to
go
say hear from Ming as well
I'll be
because he
right back.
hasn't said anything either. So give him a chance to speak. Ming, what's up? Welcome back, by the way. I know you were on our chat yesterday.
Yeah, glad to be back.
Welcome back.
So what's the capacity of this room? Some rooms have a lot of like seats. Not sure.
What do you mean? Every room has eight spots available.
Yeah, but some rooms have like seats underneath, like people can be in the room but not on the stage.
Yeah, for people listening in, it's unlimited. They could be like hundreds, thousands, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. Because I don't see those seats off stage. Maybe something wrong with my screen.
I don't follow you. If you look underneath, you should see like the people that there's only two people listening in, Shan and Glenn, right? Do you see them?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
But what does that have to do with anything? I mean, I'm asking you, what do you think of what Aziz was saying, and did you experience the same kind of thing in your lifetime?
You asking me?
Number 6, yes.
I think this is a growing problem in severity because society has changed. What worked before no longer work. I think it's caused by social media. I mean, social media plays basically make it worse because if you think about if you remember in the past, most people can only date somebody around them. You know, if you look at this as a bidding process, let's say an attractive woman will only get several bids, so her expectation is not that high. You know, but nowadays everybody's online, on Instagram and Snapchat, So attractive women can get hundreds of thousands of bids. I don't know. I mean, if you look at this fact, you'll see that this is getting worse.
But even in the 80s and 90s, before social media, there were people going out on dates, and the woman was still expecting the man to pay. So it started before social media. It's not just because of social media. It started before
That's
that.
right.
Like, of course, social media did make it worse. But what happened before social media? Why was her mindset that you had to pay everything when you go out with her?
Okay. Let me think about that.
No problem. Brian, what did you want to say before I interrupted you?
No, you didn't interrupt me. One of the questions I have, and there are no females talking because they can't come up and express their opinion, but that's okay. Um, and I welcome everybody's opinion. However, my question for everybody here is, why do women live in a world built by men? We build structures, we build the infrastructure, we maintain it, we build the pipelines, we build we are garbage men, we are electricians, we are everything, and we build a world for them to live in, and they still say men ain't shit. They still say men are nothing, and yet they're typing into their cell phones that was built by a man or created by a man. They live in a world where it is created for them, for their conveniences, and they still bitch about it. Why is that?
So let's see if Chris has the answer. Chris, welcome, by the way. Where in Canada are you, eh?
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Good, good. Where are you?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, this is a very interesting topic, because like it's a pretty loaded question. I mean, I don't think so. Like, just give me a second. Sorry, there's a motorcycle
Yeah,
here.
where are you? Where are you in Canada?
Yeah, I live in Toronto, but right now I'm in Brazil.
Oh, okay. All right. Continue.
So like what I think, like society doesn't exactly like make women think they are better than men, but like we are kind of trying to balance these scales, after centuries of like the dominance of men, and like I'm not here to like give you my. I'm not saying that I'm right, but like the idea that the idea isn't about who's better. It's more about equality and recognizing the value everyone brings, and like I don't know, like it's about leaving the playing field. Like historically, like women have faced and still face a lot of barriers in various areas, like career opportunities, representation,
Such what?
and
Like
even
what?
basic rights.
Such as what? Such as what? If a woman could, if a woman wants to be a doctor, can she not be a doctor? What barrier is stopping her from being a doctor? Who's stopping
Oh
her?
yeah, sure. But now we are talking about, for example, nowadays this is our new world. But
Yeah.
in the past, like I don't know, like in your country, but for example, in many different countries, like women didn't have the same opportunities the men, like because like cultural thing, it's something cultural.
In the last 50 years, did women have the opportunity to pay a bill at a restaurant when they go out on a date? Or did something magically happen where she's not allowed to do that or she's not able to do that?
Oh yeah, so this is a good point. I mean, yeah, they should pay if they wanted to, but like I think, for example, the vast majority of men, when you are dating someone, they really want to pay for this, and they don't even like ask them if they want to pay the bill. So I don't know, but I understand what you are saying. Like many women, they would do it.
The
They
reason
pay.
why the man
Just look.
doesn't ask them to pay the bill is because they are expected to pay the bill.
Exactly. Yeah,
Correct.
but like, don't you think it's only how can I explain it? For example, you just said that like we expect them to not pay the bill. It's gonna be everything in our own, but like, don't you think it's because of it? Like, it feels uh, it's kind of hard.
What I think is back in the, like I was explaining before, back in the 50s, 60s, and before that, the women stayed at home and took care of the family, took care of the food and prepared everything, cleaned the house. So, yeah, at that point, I expect, of course, the man to take care of the finances. But nowadays, like you just finished saying, they want equality, they want to work, they want to be doctors, lawyers, everything else. Well, they're also making money. So, wouldn't it just be common sense for them to pay even half? I didn't say, you have to pay the whole thing. Go half and half. But that's still an issue too, because people look at you as if, why are you letting her pay anything? You're the man. You're supposed to take care of it. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Where's it written?
Yeah, I think it's not only about them, but like we as a man, we expect to do it. I don't know, like there are many people who really want to pay a bill, like they feel more comfortable. I don't know, for some reason.
I really want to comment on what Brian said.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
So
Please.
Brian did actually mention something that's really valid. He said after men actually pay for women stuff, they still say men are shit. And
Yep.
I just remembered something was said. The prophet was said 1400 years ago. He said, I'm gonna read it. He said, I was shown the hellfire, and I saw that most of its inhabitant were women. It was said, Messenger of Allah, do they believe in Allah? He said, they are ungrateful to their husbands and ungrateful for good treatment. If you were good to one of them for a lifetime, then she saw one bad thing from you, she would say, I have never seen any good from you at all. So it was just interesting to me that this thing was said 1400 years ago, and it's still valid till now. So
It is.
yeah,
I think something is interesting for me is I understand, look, society changes, it goes through stages, but there's nature stays forever. And I understand that, look, as a guy, you are expected, society expects you that you open the door, you pay for bills, and if there is a stranger woman on the street, that you are expected by society to risk your life for a stranger woman. And then but then we have all these societal expectations on us. Now, if we had those expectations put upon us, that's acceptable. However, there has to be the other side. What does society expect women to be towards men, even stranger men, right? It has to go both ways. If we're going to live in that sort of context, it's not a buffet where you can just choose the good things and then not the bad parts that come with it. And this is where I sort of get a little bit, I mean, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills because it's ever so obvious. It's right in front of your face. Look, just an example. In my apartment complex, a woman fell off her bike. Okay? My instinct as a man, without doing anything, is to go and assist her to pick up the bike, to pick her up and make sure that she's okay. Did so. And she just she didn't even make eye contact with me. She just got on her bike and rode off.
And if you touch her, she will bring a lawsuit against you for saying
Well,
that.
I mean,
even though you helped her. All right, hold on. Let me say what I saw. What happened? I saw this on, I think it was Instagram. Okay, so a woman absent-mindedly walked out into the street. This was like a month ago. A woman, I think it was in Minnesota, absolutely walked out into the street and was about to be hit by a car, and a man that was walking across the same street actually kind of like tackled her and saved her from dying from being hit by a car. And she sued him. She sued him in court because she did not invite or welcome that touch.
Yeah,
she sued a man for saving her life.
There's been two other cases. There was one case where there was like where a woman was drowning on the beach and a man gave her mouth-to-mouth to resuscitate her. Another one where in Australia, a man fixed a woman's tire on a car and then she drove off. She then called the police and then said, he sexually assaulted me. Little did she know that there was cameras right there and there was nothing like that at all. And the weird thing is that even when that happens and they bring those claims, even if the claims are thrown out and the man's not charged, the woman gets off. Like how the case is dismissed.
Yeah,
and
but
you just go, what?
Biggest
that's insanity.
The biggest claim would be if a woman says that you raped her This is the only time where you are guilty until proven innocent.
Yep,
Now,
that's right.
Anytime the word rape comes into effect, you are already such an asshole, no matter where you are in life, no matter what kind of job you have. If any woman claims you raped her, you are done.
Yep, that's right.
well, I mean,
That's
so
right.
not on top of that. I mean, even when all the claims are thrown out, or sorry, the case is thrown out, the man's name is tarnished.
Yeah, people will still not believe
I
you.
mean,
Exactly.
Yeah.
like, and once it's tarnished, surely there's got to be retribution in terms of like defamation, or even if it's not defamation, like what is it called, perjury? Is it sort of like we're using sort of police resources and then you're actually deceiving them and lying?
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be something. I mean, and there's no equality in that. What you're doing is you're infantilizing women. You're saying that they're like children, and if that's
They
the
are.
case,
They
well,
are children.
okay. So see, here's the thing. It's either you got to go, right? You got to do two things here. It's either you want special treatment or you want equality. You can't have both, right? You got to pick which one you really want, which is special treatment or you want equality. If you want special treatment, if the special treatment you get also comes with a price. And that's, I don't understand why this is so difficult for most of the world to grasp. And I think it really does come down to a few things. Is that one, they're the majority of voters. Two, they're the ones that like consumer spending. And three, a lot of guys chase resources in order to acquire or to get the approval or to get a woman. So therefore, all of these things sort of are connected to making the world go round. So the justice in itself is not the actual aim here or equality, right? That's what sort of annoys me. I think we should just call it for what it is.
I agree with you. It's me. I agree with you. And one of the things that I've always said is that women do not want equality, because if a woman, okay, so if it's me, I walked up to you and punched you in the jaw for no reason, you should be able to absolutely hit me back. However, women feel that they can attack a man, and I have seen it on so many levels.
Me too.
And they cannot fathom the fact that they are hit back. They lay down, they cry. This is not the 1950s where a woman can slap a man in the face and not expect repercussions.
Okay, so the general sort of argument that they present is that, well, a man's bigger and stronger. It's like, well, hang on a second. If I go up to a man that's bigger and stronger than me and I punch him, just because he's bigger and stronger than me, is it not fair that he can sort of do the same thing back to me, regardless of whether he's strength? It's about behavior, and this is where equality comes into it. So I don't believe it's equality at all. And if you want to bring up sort of past injustices, it's like, well, okay, at what point are you going to draw the line? At what point are you going to simply say, enough's enough, okay, we're done. From here onwards, it is equal. And the thing is, I don't believe it's equality. I don't believe there is equality, because equality does not exist in nature. Okay, that's not how it is. And generally, women are not attracted to. It's not about equality. You'll never, very rarely, will you find a woman that wants to date a man that's shorter, has less physical strength, has less financial sort of strength, less maturity. None of that. It's generally, the benchmark is more than. If I've got to be more than you, it's like if you go into a company or a captain of the ship, you expect the captain to be a leader and to take more responsibility. You don't get to choose when the captain or the sergeant or the manager or the CEO, you don't get to choose when they lead, right? If you expect them to take on the brunt of responsibility and risk, there's got to be benefits or more extra rights attached to those roles. That's true equality, because it has to be balanced. Equality is about balance.
Well, yes, I agree. It is about balance. However, modern women do not want balance. They want to control. If if you take her out to a fancy restaurant and spend $400 or $500 on her, she will still look for the next best thing, because that's what women do. They look for more. They look for, okay, so let me give you an example. My ex-wife, who I'm still, doing it with, she divorced me because I paid half her bills, but that was not good enough for her. She wanted me to pay all her bills so she could quit her job and just shop on Amazon. And now she divorced me, and she now has to go to a food pantry to get food because she does not make enough money. It wasn't good enough for her that I paid half her bills. It was not good enough. She wanted more. And the syndrome that females have is that they are, it's called daughter syndrome. It's called daddy syndrome. They want to, I'm fully convinced that females do not age mentally beyond the onset of puberty. And that's why you see them throwing fits. That's why you see them acting like 12, 13, 10-year-olds. That's what happens.
I mean, just to preface it, for example, I have dated women where they absolutely insist, like if I take them out to dinner, they will insist on paying for the next time. As we always tend to preface these conversations, not all, but most. So we always for anyone that comes into the conversation, we sort of talk in generalities because we can always talk about exceptions, but we tend to generally talk about trends in order to keep the conversation flowing, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But when the woman said,
I can sort of understand from
when the woman told you she was going to pay for next time, was there a next time?
Oh no, absolutely. So I dated this girl for about over 2 years.
Okay.
And she was like, she was absolutely adamant about it. She was very much like that. I mean, obviously she worked very hard. She was a very responsible person. She had all her shit together, right? And she didn't look down upon me at all. It's just because she genuinely wanted to do that. She didn't feel like it was like I was controlling her through payments or anything. She goes, no, like, I understand. Like, I want to pay because, I like you and I want to be with you. And, this is just as you do the same thing. And I think that's sort of a healthy way to do it. I understand from an evolutionary point of view is that women tend to look for men with resources because when they're pregnant, they're very vulnerable and they don't have the ability in order to gain resources for their survival. I totally get that. But the thing is, if we're going to play the modern card where I'm equal, I'm independent now, then all of that goes completely out the window, right? We can't argue from an evolutionary point of view because they've ditched that. If you're going to ditch that, then you've got to take it from where they are right now, from the standpoint of where I'm strong and independent and I don't need no man. So, which is fine. Then I have to treat you like an equal. If you want me to treat you like an equal, then this is how it's got to go.
Yeah. Hey, Vi, what's up, man? Yeah, yesterday there was only one woman out of 8 of us in the chat, but it seemed like you were like the second woman in our conversation. What happened to you last night, man? What the hell?
Dean, what's up, brother? Dean, how's it going, brother?
I take two sides. I understand what you're saying, right? So
But last night you didn't take our side.
No, okay, so I actually take your side, but then I also take the women's side. So I think women can do a lot of stuff, right? But then when it comes to men, they cannot do a lot of stuff men do.
Yeah, okay, but they should also do a lot of stuff that men do, like pay a bill once in a while, right?
Yeah. So that I agree too, right? So like, women should be responsible, not just rely on men to do all this shit, right? Oh, you're a man and you should do everything because you're a man and I'm a woman. That's bullshit. Women can work too, right? But when it comes to sports, I understand, right?
women cannot do a lot of men's sports and
Yeah,
stuff
but that's
like
all
that.
you agreed to last night was the sporting aspect of it, the athletics
Yeah.
part of it. But everything else, you were like, oh yeah, they're good. 20-year-olds are more mature than men. You said that.
But this is what I seen, right? But it's more like case by case.
Yeah, but
This is what I seen by living in Asia. A lot of today's generation, right? A lot of girls tend to get tired of fucking staying with men because they don't want to be a freaking housewife anymore. And this is in Japan, right? I don't know about other Asian countries. So what they do is they educate themselves and they don't want to get boyfriends. And then the boys, they just want to play video games and they just gave up on life. They're like, shit, what the hell? Wait till mommy and daddy die, I get everything. And I've seen a lot of like this in Japan.
Rocky, because
Like
they're
our
too
age
afraid
is
to come
different, right?
upstairs. That's why they're too afraid.
But why?
I don't know what
But
happened.
why?
Like our age is different, Brian. Like you and Mavaka and me and everything. We're more responsible. I don't know what the hell society happened. It's like the guys in Japan, the 20-year-olds, right? They're starting to look like girls, and the girls starting to look like guys. Like, what the fuck is going on in this country?
Yeah, but yesterday you
Brian,
said a 20-year-old. You said yesterday
how are
20-year-old.
you?
Yeah, good. You said yesterday 20-year-old.
Did you?
Yeah, sorry, Brian.
No,
How
sorry,
are you,
Mavaka. No,
Brian?
Mavaka, go ahead. I'm sorry, brother.
Yeah,
Hold on
just
one
mute him
second.
for a
Let
second.
Mavaka go
Just
talk.
mute him a second.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Vi, yesterday you said 20-year-old females are more mature because they know what they want out of life, whereas 20-year-old males are clueless.
But that's more like case by case, right? But then I seen more females kind of know the direction they want to go to. This is in Japan, right? And if you ask them,
I think the real story is that 20-year-old women kind of know what they want out of life, but the 20-year-old men are already doctors.
well, not every man.
But no, not just doctors, but I mean business, whatever, working in the office, wherever. I'm sure there's
Okay,
not a
so
lot of
that's
20-year-old guys that are still undecided about what they want to do out of life when they spent like their whole life basically in school getting education for something that they want to be.
I don't know. I seen so many 20-year-olds in Japan. They don't do shit. They're just on the streets drinking with their friends and everything. And they have no
And
idea.
the women are what? And the women are sure they know what they want out of life, but are still not doing it?
Okay, so to be fair, I seen a lot of women like that too. But then they're not dating each other.
No, I'm not talking about dating. I'm talking about actually getting a job. You said that men were clueless at 20 years old, but women know what they want.
I don't know. I think it's case by case, right?
Yeah, but that's not what you said yesterday.
But then I've seen a lot of men this clueless in their 20s.
Well, you know what? Let me say something. Women are a hive mind. They rely on their friends to tell them what they should think.
Okay, so that I agree too. I agree to that too.
They are a
They do
hive
that
mind.
too.
Yes, of course they do. Of course. And, you say, oh, do you like my boyfriend? No, he's an asshole. Oh, well, he's an asshole. They're
And
a
then,
hive
you know what
mind.
else they do? Which fucking
They
pisses me off.
cannot think for themselves.
So I agree with that too. Because you know what else they do too? So like Brian, if you date a girl, right? And then now the girl has her friends. And what do you think about Brian? Well, Brian's not a good guy. You shouldn't date him. Now they break up with you because they listen to their friends. They don't listen to you.
Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly
So that's what
true.
they do too.
Yes, exactly.
They don't listen to the guy. They listen to the girl.
Of course.
I will say
that's right.
I will say, for like my observation is that generally, from what I've seen in terms of university, women tend to be at the start a little bit more studious. They tend to be a little bit more academic focused, right? However, I think that men just sort of keep it may take a little bit longer in their 20s, but I think they just keep sort of gaining direction, right? I mean, what I see is that, this is going to sound terrible. I mean, obviously I see like women engineers and programmers and shit like that, but generally it's about like HR, which is really corporate daycare.
Yeah, that's exactly what they do.
Yeah. I mean, but like generally like that sort of academic environment in that school tends to be a little bit more suited, right? And so we do see men falling in some places. Like we see it in Australia in terms of university graduates. Maybe it's because of the type of degrees offered as compared to it was, 50, 60 years ago, right? With the amount of degrees offered. Because pretty much now there's degrees in fucking all kinds of bullshit that there shouldn't be degrees for, right? So I think the idea of direction when you're in your early 20s is, I don't think anyone really knows what the fuck they're doing in their early 20s, to be honest. Very
No,
few
of
people.
course not. Of course not. They no, neither men or women. Like in my early 20s, I already had like a 4-year-old. So no, they don't. They don't at all.
But then you know what else I saw? I saw a lot of boys in Japan. They're actually feminine. They're like, and then I see girls, fucking, they act like men.
Yeah, but you even start to see that across the world. You start to see that in the West. You even start to see that over here. But one thing I've noticed is maybe it's just I'm insane, but I've noticed like women's jawlines now.
It's changing. Yeah, it's changing. Yeah.
Their
They
jawlines.
look like China. Do you remember China from WWE?
No.
No, I don't know who's that.
Yeah, if I send you the picture, you would know. She was a woman that looked like a man. She was a woman wrestler.
Yeah, she looked like a beast.
She did, and she was a beast. She was a beast.
So this is where
however, hold up. Let me ask a question real quick. Why? And Mavakaga already said it. I'm talking to a sausage party here right now. Why have no women come on stage?
I already asked this. I have no idea.
Yeah, why doesn't the woman come up? Give your guys' opinion.
Yeah, because they will know. They know that they will get destroyed. Truly.
Ming, Aditya, Vai, can you share the room and see if you can get any of them to take the bait? Because
Let's get
there's two at the bottom. They won't come up
here.
for sure. I already know. I tried already. Bluzetta and Anastasia. They won't come up.
Yeah.
There was one that
they
came
won't.
up from
Let's try
China
share.
for like 3 seconds and then she bolted. So I don't know if it's intimidation or they just can't face the facts. I don't know.
No, they cannot face the facts and they have no arguments. And they will sit here and scream. If a woman comes up, they will sit here and scream at you about how you're wrong, about how your opinion does not matter. Yeah, let's get some female up here.
I mean, we tried that,
because,
twice already with 2 females, just talk sensible, and they just start freaking out and start swearing and cussing and can't have a normal conversation.
Well, at least we don't have that other Chinese lady inside here, the one that Brian's best
Don't
friend.
jinx it. Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
That is not my best friend.
I mean, it's when people stop attacking the argument and they attack the person. That's called ad hominem, right?
That-
It means
that- That lady's. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. It's me. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. It's me. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just saying, look, that's the general pattern when you see, regardless of when you enter arguments with or discussions, as soon as someone stops attacking your argument, attacks you personally, it's called ad hominem. It means that that they lack the argument. Because they lack their own argument, the only thing that they can attack is you as a person. And it's always interesting. Look, as soon as you pick that up, you realize it's not even about winning. It's just about they can't stay on point. They lack certain skills in discussion.
Well, most of them do. Most of them do. And again, they are a hive mind and they only think with emotions. Again, I'm not telling you, Mavakaga. Well,
You know what I noticed?
I've said it many times.
Yeah, I know.
last night.
Don't worry. You don't need to say it. I already know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
But Bluzetta and Anastasia, if you guys, don't want to come up, if you want to type, you can type down at the bottom. We'll reply to you. Just acknowledge the fact
You know what I
that
noticed?
you're
Like,
there.
I go to my voice, when I open my voice room, if I compliment the girls, they all want to talk to me. Once I talk against them, they get all upset.
Yeah, that's right. like say something, counteract my argument. However, it's me being Mabakaga Kai Vai, you know, not a lot of people want to present their counter argument because they cannot, because everything that we are saying is the truth. It is the absolute truth. It's just not my opinion. Yes, of course, I guess maybe it is my opinion of the way I feel, but it is 100% what happens in society. So Anastasia said, hey, everyone, come up, present
Come
your
up.
opinion. Luzetta, come up, present your argument.
You know they won't.
Here's a good
And don't
example.
start screaming.
Yeah, but Brian, they won't even come up.
Don't
I know
start screaming.
Well,
But that's what they do. They start screaming and being irrational. That's what they do.
Look, I'll be willing to give anyone the chance to present themselves. But it's just, yeah, I suppose in order to get more people up, it's about presenting a type of environment, right?
So I'll tell you a good example. Like in Japan, if I tell all the girls, "Oh, you're so pretty, you're so nice, you're so sweet," they love it. The minute I tell them, "You guys are the easiest people to sleep with," oh, they get all upset.
but of course, you
Of
compliment
course,
anybody
of
will
course.
take it as a.
But then that's the truth. That's actually the truth, right?
But that's anywhere.
It is the truth.
So I think, in order to get to the truth, like with people, so if you deliver the truth in a one-liner that's direct, it's sort of not, it's not very digestible. So maybe like what it is it's about asking a series of questions, right? So after you ask a series of questions, it sort of reveals itself. Okay, so first it's about sort of having agreeing on a set definition. And once you agree on a set definition, then you sort of realize, okay, what are the boundaries to this definition? Like, what is it not? What is it is? Okay, and then how can it be applied? And if it's applied to a realistic situation, understanding about, can it be tested, this definition? That's, I think that's the way to sort of have a discussion. Like telling people straight up truths, I think never actually really works.
Yeah, but Bluzette, what do you mean you were never impressed by compliments from a man? Isn't that a good thing when they give you a compliment? Why wouldn't you? What do you mean by impressed? I don't understand why you wouldn't find that as a compliment. Anybody would, be it man, be it woman. At least I would think so. I mean, Brian, if even if a woman gives you a compliment, you would take that in a good way, right? You wouldn't be like, what the fuck, or something like that.
Would you say that men use compliments not all men, as again, I'm talking generalities, right?
Mm.
Would you say that men use compliments as a way in order to try to probably gain sexual, like, have sex with a woman?
It depends what the compliment is.
That's true. See, that's very true too. So,
Depends
I
on the
mean,
type of
I've
compliment.
encountered... Mate, I've given a compliment to a girl and she says, "Are you gay?"
Oh shit! I never heard that one.
Well, what did you ask her? Do
Mate,
you have a penis?
Well, I mean, wait, and it's sort of weird. Or like they'll sort of misinterpret it because there are a lot of dudes, mate, like they're like, I mean, we're pretty reasonable. We'll try to have a conversation. We have. If we want to have sex, we have sex. But there's a lot of dudes out there that they can't. So what they'll do is they'll use compliments in a sort of snake in the grass way. So I can understand people being suspicious. Like, just imagine if you were very successful in an industry and then someone came up to you, started to constantly give you compliments. You'd go, what does this person want from me for my business?
Yeah, but you see the mindset? Okay, for example, she said, because I knew what they wanted, so I wasn't impressed. I didn't take it as genuine. I'm very curious. What was the compliment? Because I don't see why you would take it as, oh, he wants something else.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. How did he compliment you? What did he say? If you don't mind answering this. You actually liked it when they didn't compliment me. Noah, the subject's right in the topic there. Welcome, by the way. You're on stage, Noah.
See, this is the problem. This is the whole disconnect. If you give a compliment to a woman, she, depending on how she feels at the time, depending on her feelings, she's either going to reject you or accept it. And then she will ask you about your car, your bank account. How can you provide for her?
Bluezette, once
That
again,
is
it's
the
not
problem.
authentic. How do you know it's not authentic? What did he say that made you
No,
feel
but then
it's
how
not
do you
authentic?
how do you get a
know?
girl's attention without complimenting them? You gotta
Yeah,
compliment them.
exactly. But however, depending on how she's feeling at the moment, if you go up to a girl in the mall or Walmart or Target or whatever and say, "Hey, I think you're beautiful," it does not matter. They do not think with their brains. They only think with emotions. So it doesn't matter if she's feeling sad at the time or she's feeling depressed or if she's happy because she's shopping in Target.
Yeah, but Brian, if you walk up to a woman at one of these places and the way you start off by saying you're beautiful, of course she's going to think this way. But I'm sure if you ask her how was your day or how is your day going, I don't think they're going to think, oh, you want to get in my pants. That's why I'm trying to ask Bluezette, what did this guy say that you didn't find it to be authentic? Was it something sexual or was it something like, hey, how you doing? I mean, there's different ways to start a conversation, right?
Yeah, I agree with that.
No, Luzette just said, just be yourself and talk about the weather and say,
So-
oh, hey, it's cloudy outside, or hey, the sun is outside. The woman is going to look at you like you have 15 different heads, like a hydra.
Well, she just
Sure.
said,
Look at
just
you.
be yourself and talk about the weather or something else. You don't have to comment about her looks all the time.
Okay, so what do you want me to say? Hello, Bluezette. How's the weather today? Are you having a weathery good day?
She'll look at you like you have bunions on your head, like you have onions springing out of your head.
She's like, what the hell's wrong with you?
I mean, well, one thing that I tend to find is like, say for example, if I'm at a bar, because like there tends to be like one or two local sort of cocktail bars that I frequent. So what I'll do is if I'm at the bar and they're at the bar,
Yeah,
if I'm talking to the bartender because I know the bartender, if we're having a very good conversation, seems natural and we're laughing and we're having a good time, they will naturally want to find a way to proactively sort of put themselves into the conversation. However, what I have noticed, this is fucked up. Like, if they put themselves in the conversation, they want to have a conversation. If they see that you're being nice, they're almost fucking repulsed. But if you just start being a bit of an asshole and start being like some backhanded compliments, the interest spikes. And
Yeah,
then,
I
you know
noticed
what?
that.
Like, and then I just go, you know what? I'm pretty much, you know what? Even though that works, and it's just like why the fuck do I want to even entertain this? I just sit there and talking to the bartender, and I find that the more you ignore them when you're at the bar and you're just talking to the guys at the bar and having a good time. I mean, as Brian he talks about the hive mind thing, is like if there's a good environment with good people and they're all having a good time, then they want to be part of that. And that's and then that's what brings them in. It's really weird, but if you try to approach someone authentically, like there might be another guy sitting at the bar, and then we might actually just cheers each other, and then we start having a conversation, and then it's all good, and we add each other's WeChat, we meet up, we have drinks. But if you try to do that to a girl, as you would do to a guy, they think you're a fucking weirdo. Like, oh my god, why are you approaching me? But then if you bring them in, it's just like, you know what it is? I'm done. Like, there's nothing. If I had that same attitude coming from a dude, I'd go, why the fuck would I want to be friends with you? You obviously have some. Being nice to you doesn't work. Giving you backhanded compliments and treating you a little bit does work. That's a problem. That's a problem I don't want in my life.
Bluezette,
That adds to stress.
if you saw some guy walk up to you and you found him very attractive, and he said to you, "Hey, you look beautiful today," are you still gonna say you're gonna think he's full of shit and push him away, or because you think he's attractive, so you're going to give him a chance? I bet she's going to say she'll push him away, which I don't think she would do. If you
Yep.
find
What I
somebody
noticed,
attractive, why would you turn them away? No matter what he
you
tells
know
you.
what I noticed? Some girls, if you treat them like shit, they like you. If you treat them nice, they don't like you.
That's true. That is
I
true.
mean, it's like
That
when we
is
say treat like
absolutely.
when we say like treat like shit, as in not abusive, but you don't treat them in a way that you, as in, as I said, the whole backhand compliment, or you're a little bit cold or cautious to them. Then all of a sudden it's like, but if another guy was like that cold and cautious to you, you'd go, man, this guy doesn't want to be friends, so I'm not going to push it. But for some reason, it attracts. It attracts women in a weird way. I don't know. Like, I mean, my sort of general thing is that if I took that exact same personality and I put it inside a guy's body, and I can't say to myself, I would want to hang out and be friends with this person, I'm not going to bother.
Okay, so she's
Right? And
you're
that's
saying you're not superficial. So let me guess, you're married. That's why you would deny the guy.
And then you know what else? Another thing I noticed. If you tell a girl, like, let's say you're at the bar and you're like, hi, how you doing? And then the girl says,
That means you're married.
who are you? I don't want to talk to you. Okay, now if you switch the cards and you do the same to the girl will get pissed off at you. So
Yeah,
why is it they
that's
can
right.
get angry with you and then you cannot get angry with them?
That's right. That's right. Because they have no like intelligent brain in their cells. It just depends on how they feel at the time. And they are hypocrites. They go back and forth and they say, oh, yeah, this guy's hitting on me. But why? Why is he hitting on me? He's so creepy. Oh, but I want him to buy my drink. So yeah, let me do this and have a good time and keep providing me with money. And then at the same time, they will say, well, but he's so creepy. They go back and forth. They have no logic. They have zero logic. They only go on what they feel at the time.
Christian, what's up, Christian?
What's up?
Welcome to the chat.
I'm now 34.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, today was my birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, brother.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday, sir.
Where are you? Where are you in the States? Whereabouts?
I live with my parents in the United States in Missouri.
Missouri, okay. Is that close to you, Brian?
Cool. No, oh hell no. Missouri's like maybe 2,000 miles away. No,
Oh, really? Oh, that's not central, right? Is that central time zone?
that is almost close. Yeah, it's central, but yeah, no, Missouri. I've been to Missouri, but no.
All right, so Christian, what do you think of the topic?
The topic?
Yeah.
What do you guys talk about?
Oh, what's that?
Okay, why does
Society makes women believe they're better than men.
women believe they're better than men?
Yeah.
Okay, shoot.
Okay, I have a question for you, Christian, because you just came to the room. If you're at a bar and you talk to a girl and the girl says, leave me alone, I don't want to talk to you. Okay, fine. But then now, if the girl comes up to you and says, Christian, hello, how you doing? And you tell the girl, I don't want to talk to you, leave me alone. And the girl gets pissed off. So why is it they can get angry and you cannot get angry?
Yeah, I know. People, like, I don't know, one time I was dating someone from like Germany and they said like I know women like to do this thing. But she said, like, I remember she said her name was Elizabeth. She was from Germany. She said she wanted me to make a Facebook account for her. but like I didn't want to, and then she called me her husband.
Oh shit. That happened to me.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm not your husband. I was gonna get in legal
Well,
trouble.
hold on, we got Phoebe on stage.
Hi.
How are you?
Hey Phoebe. Phoebe's my friend. She's my Saudi friend.
Oh, so we shouldn't attack her then?
No. She's sweet. She's sweet.
You're allowed to attack me. I am in society that make us believe men they are better than women.
I'm still trying to get her heart. She won't give me her heart.
Wait, what did you say? You believe what? What did you say?
I'm saying I am in a society that believe that men better than women.
And what do you think?
I think like men have some qualities and women have their qualities, and like no one is better than anyone else, but there are men better than women in some fields. So I think it's just different where they are better at. Just as that.
Okay, so according to you, what are some fields that women are better than men? And what else?
I don't know, but they are better at some
what?
places,
Yeah,
some
what?
things. Like I think women like they have good observations always. Like they are like good at small details. They like pay attention to a lot of things.
Okay, give me an example.
Like if you put a woman as an auditor, she's gonna be a great auditor.
But a man wouldn't be?
Not always.
So women are better auditors. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Women are better auditors.
Auditors. Brian, you sound like you're in a can again.
Sorry.
Okay,
It's okay,
by the way,
man. You sound
Mavaka, did
3,000
you see
feet
what
away.
she
Yeah.
did you see what Blazit put? Men are from Mars, women are from. That's the dumbest freaking book you ever can read. I read that book. That's a stupid ass book.
I wouldn't read it.
That book belongs to the
I-
garbage trap.
I like it. I like it. Bye.
Oh, you like it? I don't like that
Yeah.
book. That's a stupid book.
Like I think it just describes the situation you are in, but it doesn't give you a solution.
Yeah,
But-
that's why I don't like it. It doesn't
Yeah.
give you a solution.
Yeah. But it's so real.
That's why I call it a stupid book. It doesn't give you no solution.
I finish it like without any clue what to do.
Every time you women up, you see?
All right. Is this better or no? Can
Yeah.
you all hear me?
Yeah. You want to ask Phoebe
Is that
something,
better?
Brian? Yeah. That's what she was saying?
Well, I mean, really, we all have our roles. And, again, I have told you many times that women live in a society that was created and built by men. You would not have a cell phone here to be talking on your cell phone and have your voice heard if it weren't for a man. However, again, your infrastructure was built by a man. I do not see any women plumbers. I do not see any women garbage. I do not see women that are repairing the road.
She's laughing, Brian. She's laughing at what you're saying.
Oh, of course.
You hear it?
Because it's true or not true?
Yeah, it's so true.
That's
Okay, Phoebe, I have a
sarcasm.
question.
That's sarcasm.
Yeah.
That is
There we
huge
go.
Okay,
sarcasm.
I have a question for
Brian,
Phoebe.
don't fall for that, man. That's sarcasm at its finest right there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Phoebe, I have a question for you. If next year they decide to have a woman run the whole Saudi Arabia, would you like it?
Yeah, I have no problem.
Okay, so second question. Do you think the guys would like it?
No, guys will not like it. Oh my God.
Why?
They are gonna be so defensive. Like,
Why?
women cannot lead.
But is
Because
it?
why
they
Is,
think
why would
we,
the
we
guys be
cannot
so deep?
lead.
but hold on. Is it a question of being defensive, or is it a question of based on history? Since you've never had a woman,
Based on religion, because in our religion, Islam is it's specified that men are better than women. They have the upper hand, so they have been raised like that. They would not
Okay, so
be like okay with it.
okay, so if the prince comes out and says, "We decided to change our whole custom and have my sister run the whole country,"
Wallah,
wait.
wallah.
What do you think would
Wallah.
happen?
I think there is like I don't know what they call it when they go out and
it's called when hell freezes over. Is what it's called. It'll never happen.
Yeah, that's right.
I think
And
the
that
men would
is
run.
why.
I think if that happened, all the men would leave Saudi Arabia.
No, they will go crazy. They will flip Saudi Arabia upside down.
That's why. That's why there has never been a female president, nor will anyone elect a
There's
female
some
president
countries
here
that have
in the
female presidents.
Okay, let's
They have
ask
the
Rahi.
history, they have the Islam, they have everything.
Okay, let's ask Rahi because she's India. So, Rahi, if it happened in India, right? Let's say they took away all the men and have the women run the whole India. What do you think would happen?
It will not work because man and woman both are nature. Both are equally necessary for any country or for any society.
Well, if both are equal, then how come there
Okay,
hasn't been
I
any
like
women?
that. Okay, that's good. However, I have seen on TikTok and Instagram, how is it that women say that men created everything, but what did women create? 8 million people, 8 billion people. They did not do that on their own.
No, but then, okay, to be fair to women, right? If you don't have a woman, you wouldn't have a child.
Of course, but if you don't have a man, a woman could not have a child. They cannot get pregnant on their own. They cannot get pregnant on their own.
Then you get depopulation.
Exactly.
I don't know what depopulation is. There's some countries that are having
And maybe if, in a one country, like all women are there, maybe there are some side effects. Maybe they will get crazy. Maybe, they used to do like, means they used to rob mans and they will keep in a country secretly and they will. It's hard for me to explain. I'm translating.
The Chinese
I
girl
think.
there at the bottom. What are you talking about chauvinism? Where's the chauvinism? We're just asking questions.
Oh, yeah.
How do you go to
No,
that?
that's a
How do you go to that word?
Yeah, chauvinism.
Yeah, how do you go to that word from the conversation we're having?
Yeah, how do you get chauvinism?
We're asking questions. We're not telling people what it's all about. We're asking.
Yeah.
And the other one said Adam and Steve. Yeah. No.
We're not talking about gay people.
And again,
Not you switching the topic to gay. We're not talking about gay.
You don't talk about it. It's a whole different topic.
Yeah, that's a whole different topic.
it's amazing that they don't speak
But,
English,
okay.
but she knows how to say chauvinism.
So here's my point. In what the world wants you to believe. The world wants you to believe. I am a man. However, if I keep my voice up here or whatever, and I cut off my dick because I have a dick because I'm a male, and then get breast implants, I can become a female. No, that is not true. That is absolutely not true.
They want us to believe that Michelle Obama, Michael Obama is Michelle Obama.
Yes, of course, because he's a fucking man. That's right. That's right.
Oh my God.
Michael Obama is a fucking man. And again,
But he
you
could be
know
Michelle.
why Joan Rivers was killed for saying.
So
Right?
okay, so
Yes or no?
Blazit said,
Yes or no? Have you seen that? Yes or no?
yeah. Okay, so what is that? Blazit said propaganda.
But yeah,
But
Bluzette
how you
really
know
didn't like what
propaganda
you
is not
said,
true?
Brian. Bluzette really didn't like what you said, Brian. Look at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, so that propaganda could be true. You never know.
I
Just like
understand.
the
Why don't
Earth
you
is
come
flat.
up? Bluzette, why don't you come up? I don't understand.
Blazit probably believes that the world is round when it's flat.
She can't. She will be destroyed. And she cannot. So she just wants to type her opinions into the chat.
Yeah.
So Phoebe, do you think the world is flat or round?
Wrong.
You guys believe it's round?
There we go.
Everybody believes it's round.
Flat, we
I'm
would fall
starting
off.
to believe it's flat. It's actually flat.
If it was flat, then we'll fall off. Just like a map.
Okay,
We
if it's
off of what?
okay, so if it's round, that means Phoebe is upside down.
Exactly. Why, if you're in Japan, then you should be upside down on the world, exactly where I am. But how do you not fall off? Because it's not flat. I'm sorry, it's not round. It's flat. It's
Okay, so
exactly.
here's the truth. Here's the truth to that, right? Every time I fly back to Hawaii, and I brought this up before, if you fly, the airplane flies above the clouds, right? So when you fly above the clouds and you look into the sky, you don't see no stars. But then why is it from the ground, when you're standing on the ground, you look into the sky, you can see stars?
That's right.
But Christian, where would we fall off from? Where?
What?
You say we would fall off. Where?
Yeah.
Where would we fall off?
Fall from the end, and then you'll be falling down in space.
You'd fall down
There's
into
no
space.
Space is fake.
Space.
Oh my God.
How do you fall into space?
You'll die.
Okay, Christian, here's another question. You're flying above the clouds, and you look at the clouds. Why is the sun under the clouds? The sun's supposed to be above the clouds.
Yep.
And Brian, you want to answer
Right.
Mario's question there at the bottom? Because we've had this one before too.
Mario said, every other observable. Hold on, I can't read that. My fucking glasses. Damn it.
Every other observable body in our solar system is round, but we're flat.
Oh, yes, of course, yes. So, I can answer that. The stars and the other observable planets are just light in the sky. Just light in the sky, twinkling off the waters above our dome. And, again, let me tell you all here now, again, why they want the deception that you are on a spinning marble shooting across the universe. And again, dinosaurs were not real. But let me get back to this. They want you to think that you are an insignificant being that was evolved from primordial sludge, and that you were evolved from apes. We know the Sunnis. We know how they act like apes. The whole point of it is that they don't want you to believe that you are under an indestructible dome.
Okay, you took astronomy in college, so you learned what they wanted you to hear, what they wanted you to believe. Okay, and
Yes. Their society was closed to men, and they raised only the young and returned to their sons. But what the fuck does that mean? I
Rahi,
don't
what are you
even know
talking
what
about? She
that
left.
makes no sense.
Well, this is their society was closed to men, and they
She's
raised
talking
only
about
their
in Greek
daughters,
mythology. Read
returning
the
their
subject
sons to
before
their
that.
fathers, whom they
Read the
would
one before that.
own.
She's talking about in
Oh, that
Greek
one.
mythology.
The Greek mythology, the Amazon Greeks were female warriors and hunters known for their physical agility, strength, and artery. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Again, why do you say it and then leave? I don't understand. Why do you type all that, and then when we question you, you bolt?
Yeah, that's right.
Very interesting subject.
Coney or Connie,
Just
what's
talking,
up?
Mario just said they're talking about Amazonians. Like, who the fuck? Dude, there are people here from Brazil that are from the Amazon. Like, what the hell are people talking about? Seriously, I am so fucking confused.
Okay, here's another one, Christian.
Hold on, let's
They
say hi
said
to number
man went
7. Let's say hi to number 7, and then you could ask.
Oh, hello, number 7, Connie.
Yeah, Coney.
Hi.
Hi, where are you in the States?
On the West Coast, in
On the
California.
Oh, you're in California.
Oh,
Okay.
here we go. He's in California. We know what they are.
I was actually born in California, Long Beach.
Oh, Long Beach? That's a nice place.
Yeah, I moved to Redlands and I moved to Missouri in 2022.
So Brian knows what he's all about.
Venice Beach.
But I'm not from there. I'm originally from Argentina.
I used to go Venice Beach.
What was the question that motherfucker
No,
asked me?
I said you know what he's all about. Okay, Rahi, what are you talking about the Amazonians there, or Amazonians or whatever? What's up? Rahi, number 7.
Yeah, my English is not good. That's why I.
Well, that's
typed
okay. You
in a
wrote a
comment.
whole novel there in the bottom in perfect English. So what do you mean by what you wrote?
Means you're talking about moments, like how, like, would it be like a city where no mans were there? So in history, like, there was a society that no mans was there.
No men.
That's why I
There was
was
no men
typing
at
it.
all.
How can you have a city with only women?
So what? Yeah,
That's
how do you reproduce?
Maybe like they only like took men for only reproduction or making a child. Then they took their daughters and they returned the boy child and they left the man.
They return
they
them.
used to
What?
do
Back
like
to the
this.
store. What are you talking
Oh,
about? They
here we
return
go.
them. Where do they return them to? Walmart, Target, where?
So she's telling us that the men went there, make babies, and then went back to the village. And when the baby boys came out, they sent the boys to the boy village.
And what are the
and it's
women
all
doing?
females.
What are the women doing all day?
That's right.
That's bullshit. I don't know where you guys read that.
Rahi, what do the women do in this island
So that
or
means
whatever all day?
so you're telling
You know,
me
you know what?
Because
For
they
some
were
reason, this
warriors.
reference it reminds me something of Jurassic Park. If you guys remember the first one,
Yeah.
where they're like, with all the dinosaurs are female, how do they change to male? And then they're like, oh, it's the genetic chromosomes.
Okay, but what, Rahi, what are all these women doing by themselves, and what are they doing there? What are they?
Because like it shows that they're working on their skills. They are just focusing on maybe they were preparing for wars kind of things, because it's a mythology.
Yeah, I know it's mythology.
So
What does
Rahi,
the first word
telling
in
me-
mythology is what? It's a myth. You just said it's mythology. So that's not a fact. That's myth.
Not real.
Right.
Could be. Who knows?
Well, you just
What?
said it.
Women. That is their grand ideology. They do
Okay,
not
so Rahi, you're
with
telling me
their brain,
Yeah, Mario,
So you're
that's not
telling
much
me-
of an argument.
with their feelings.
Okay,
That's
wait.
it.
So you're telling me that if I meet Phoebe and I have a baby with Phoebe and the boy comes out, I send the boy to the boy village. And if a girl comes out, I leave the girl with Phoebe. And now now the village where Phoebe lives in is all girls and there's no boys. So now if there's a girl in her village that wants a boy, they have to go to the men's side, capture the boy, have a baby, and then leave the boy there and then come back and give birth.
Like what if I am in the village, in women village, and I have in my womb a boy? I can't stay.
No,
gotta
so the boy
return
you
him.
gotta send him to the man village.
Yeah, you gotta return them.
But he's inside me. But he's inside me.
Yeah,
He's
so
a
when he
man
gives
inside
birth,
me.
When he gets out, you
so
have to
when he
throw him
gives
across the
when you
river.
give birth, you gotta send him away.
Yeah, you gotta throw him across the
He's
river.
not allowed to stay in the female village.
Any other way? It should not be any other way. And the whole point of all of this is that women should stop. I don't know any women that are thinking right now because they don't think. They only run on emotions.
What?
Think about it. You know it's true. You know what I'm saying.
No,
is
she
true.
probably didn't hear you. Say it again.
I don't know. What are you saying? Yeah.
Yeah, say it again, Brian. She didn't get what you said.
You only think with your emotions and how you feel at the time. Men think logically. Women have the incapability of thinking logically with their brain. And
Oh my God. Oh my God.
No. You can
I
sit
disagree
here and
with
say,
you. I disagree
okay, how?
with you.
How?
Prove it. Prove him
I
wrong.
have the same. I have the same cells, the same brain that you have.
No.
Okay.
What makes you think that? Like, based on what?
Because you're getting emotional right now and you're getting, a little bit heated. However, tell me logically, how you think logically and not on how you feel.
Logically, because we have the same head, we have the same brain.
No. Everybody has their own brain. You don't have the same
That's
brain as Brian or me or anybody else.
That's great.
Nobody has the same brain.
We have the same combination of the brain.
No,
No,
you were
we
born
do.
a woman and he was born a man, so there's no combination. What's the combination? How are your brains the same?
Like
You being a
man
female.
and women, like in a different things, but my brain is the same as your brain.
Really?
I think she's trying to say, you got to remember, English is not her native language.
Yeah, I know.
So I think
It's okay.
but
No,
she's-
it's okay.
Yeah, you don't have
So
to
I think what she's
repeat
trying
what
to
she's
say
saying.
is-
I got
Gary,
what she's saying. You don't need to
Okay.
translate for her, man. She said it perfectly. She said we all have a brain, basically, is what she's trying to say.
Yeah,
But
that's
everybody's
what she's trying
brain
to
is
say.
different. We're not the same
Yeah.
brain, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
Mavaka
right.
is saying we don't think the same. Everyone
Yeah,
thinks different.
Yeah, about thinking, but about like brain and like the body part is the same.
No, it's not.
No, the body part is not
no.
the thing.
Yeah.
Nope, you
No,
are
it's-
wrong.
Nope.
You are wrong.
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. But no, that's
So
not true.
me too. I'm sorry, it's not true.
It's not true. Okay, she admits it. That's right. That's right.
Phoebe, how
because
can
I
you
don't
say we
have-
have the same body?
Again,
oh my
she's
God.
being
Yeah.
sarcastic.
The same. I
Brian.
mean the same
And this-
body
and-
parts in a brain.
What are you talking about?
As a brain
No,
what
wise,
is that?
as a brain wise, we have the same brain.
No.
You mean it functions the same way?
No, we do
No,
not.
it's
No.
built.
No,
It's built the same.
No.
no, it's not.
Like
Not
like when you
It
open my
is not.
head. If you open my
No.
head, like we have the same brain. Oh my
Okay,
God.
okay,
Let me-
physically.
Physically,
Yeah.
physically, we do.
Do you
Yeah.
think because you look
Physically,
at
we-
it like a picture, if you look at a picture of it, you think it's the same as a man? Come on. I mean, it's not.
Oh, okay. If you cut open the head, yeah, the brain
Yeah,
looks the same.
yeah. I mean that.
It looks the same, but it's not the same.
It's not the same. Because, again, and I will tell you this until the day I die,
Okay, told me.
which will
told me.
probably be tomorrow.
Okay.
Well,
Women
it's like
think.
a good example is like if you see a
Women
car,
think.
like if you see a manual and an automatic, do you think they do the same thing? No, one is automatic and one is a manual.
Exactly. However, what I was saying
Not exactly,
was
not
that
exactly, and the
women,
example is
do you
not.
know?
It's
Okay,
not the same.
agree or disagree, Phoebe? Men think logically and want to solve problems. And I can give you an example.
Okay.
My ex-wife
Oh my
told me.
God.
But you didn't hear
Okay,
what he
oh
has
my
to
God,
say.
what?
You didn't
Okay,
hear what he
I'm
had to
trying to
say.
give you an example. Yeah, please.
You're not even listening
please,
to what he has
just
to
let-
say. Again, laughing.
Oh my God.
You see,
Okay,
Brian, your
say it.
theory is
Your
100%,
ex-wife.
man.
See, that this is what happened. When somebody is trying to prove their point, they will just run and hide. All right. So here's my point. My example is that my ex-wife came to me and told me that she had to get dentures. And she's only 35, I think 35. I don't know. Anyway, I told her, she came to me and said that, oh, I can't pay for my dentures. I don't know what to do. What should I do? I gave her very simple examples. I gave her, oh, you must go to a bank. You must go to your father. You must go to anyone for a loan. And then she said, what are you talking about? Why are you giving me solutions? You should just have pity for me and be so sad for me. And she told me I was an asshole for trying to fix her problem, which is what men do. No, she only wanted pity. She only
Oh my
wanted
God. It
pity.
sounds like a movie part.
But it's reality.
It's
Again, you find
reality.
it comedy.
It's like a movie. Oh my God.
Yeah, but you find it
Like all the
comedic.
time in
not like
movie
a-
and TV series, they are like putting these examples about women, and they are stereotyping us that
What are you
we just
talking about
need.
stereotype? This is a true story. He's not making up a fairy tale here.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
and I've
like-
told that to Mavaka many times.
Okay. To
And
be
I
fair,
tried to help her solve her problem.
Not all women like
but
your ex-wife.
He didn't say all women.
okay,
He gave
Brian.
an example.
To be fair,
say
right?
that.
So, okay, right, Brian. To be fair, right? So maybe it happens in America in the Western world, but you gotta remember now we have a cultural balance, right? So, like where Phoebe is from, she's from
Again, you're
Saudi
going with
Arabia.
this vibe, man.
Okay, right? I'm not
You did
agreeing with
this
Phoebe.
last night, though,
Okay,
too,
I'm just
man.
saying. No, right, I'm just saying. A lot of it has cultural differences too, right? So, like, if you
I
look
don't
at
give
Phoebe's,
a fuck about
okay,
cultural
wait.
differences. I don't care.
Okay, wait.
I don't
If you
care.
look at where Phoebe's from, right? It's a man's world, right? So they try to
Should
act
be.
like the man is
It's a
number
man's
one,
world, but yet
and the
she
female
says that
has
they
no
both have
rights.
the same brain.
Okay, so if you cut open the head, yeah, they have the same brain. But then today's generation, a lot of females don't think the same, right?
How do you
And if
know
you
what
go
a
to like
woman
the Middle
thinks?
East,
How do you know what a
you
Middle
got-
Eastern
so-
woman thinks?
No. Women do not think. They cannot. They have
Oh
no
my God.
brain.
Oh my God.
It's true.
Oh
It's
my
true.
God.
You only think about how you
It's
feel
about the
at
emotion.
the time.
Emotion.
Yes. Women think.
Not all
with
the time.
their
Okay, we are okay. I agree. Like we are emotional.
Oh, she
but
agreed.
not all the time. Not all the time. Like you are
Yes,
saying
it is
like
all
we
the
are
time.
stupid creature. Oh my God.
No, you're not stupid. You just think with your emotions. You
Not-
only think
I'm sorry.
about
Not all the
how
time.
you feel at the time. That's true. And if I asked you out to a pizza date, if I asked you to go to a pizza restaurant, you would say, yes, you pay for me, but if you didn't like the pizza, you would get upset and you would feel emotional and say, "Oh, I don't ever want to see you again," because you didn't like it, because that's the way you felt at the time.
Yes, and another
Again.
thing, there's a certain way that men have to talk to women because we talk logically. The woman wouldn't want to do that. You have to talk to a certain way with a woman. Like, it's not the same thing.
Well, I just talk to them however I want, and if they don't like it, then so be it. I don't care. I don't care. Yep,
Good for you,
that's
Brian.
right. Yeah, good for me. Yep, that's right. And that's why I'm single, and why I don't give a fuck, and why I'm still fucking my ex-wife. Because, yeah, I don't care.
Oh my
I don't
God.
care. I do not care. I don't care.
No, Anastasia.
You know,
He didn't say
I'm
all
still trying to
women
figure
are
out the
like that.
beginning, and you guys talked about the Amazons.
Yeah, how do we get on this topic? We're talking
Yeah, I
about
was
the
so lost.
Amazon.
Like,
How
it
do we
was
get
the myth, or
Well, that was Rahi. Rahi was, and she's still talking about it. And
okay.
outside, they show that they are respecting women, but in the shield of respect, they suppress women, their emotions, their skills. They are not free for anything. Rahi, who are you talking about? You say you're not good in English, but you're writing a novel down on the bottom, and we don't understand who are you referring to?
you know, Rai, you come from a country where all the men think they're God's gift to women.
I'm still focusing on this. Is the myth?
Yeah, Rahi, you're on. Yeah, what do you want to say?
Because when I speak, so I face problem. While writing, I don't face problem.
It's okay. You can try to speak. Don't worry about it. You're on stage, so it's okay. You can speak. Or not.
No, you guys carry on. I will listen.
Okay, so you'll just type a novel at the bottom and then we'll reply to it in like 10 minutes. Phoebe, what did you agree or did not agree with what Brian said? Did you agree with anything he said? No, right?
Yeah, as I said, like I agree that we are more emotional than men, but like we think logically.
So do you think you
The
act on
same.
emotions?
No, I don't act on my emotions.
Okay.
But like we are more emotional than men.
Right.
But like we use our brain, but he put it in a way that we don't use our brain. We don't think logically. Never.
Yeah, what he
And I
said
don't
was you
agree
don't
with
think
that.
not logically, you think emotionally.
What?
He said you don't think not logically, you think emotionally, right?
Yeah. He put it like all the time. We think like emotionally. We don't think logically, and this is where I disagree with him.
Okay, so
Not all the time. Not all women like your ex-wife or.
okay, yeah, of course. Okay,
anyone
but so
he
give me an
met.
example
But
of when you thought
you said
logically.
that. She just said that.
I'm not gonna give any example. I'm not gonna give any example.
So you don't have any.
No, because you should. Because you have no argument. That's the only thing. You don't have an argument.
I have an argument.
Yeah, but where? I just
Okay,
said give me an
then let's hear it.
example. I said give me an example of
But
being
I'm
logical.
not gonna give any example. I'm not gonna give.
No, of course.
Why not?
Well, that's an easy cop out. I have an example, but I'm not going to give you one.
Yeah, that's right.
No, because if I'm gonna have an example, like I'm gonna put all women in one picture, and that's not true.
How? I said
but
all
it's
I
your-
said was
but
give
it's
me.
your example. It's
All I
your
said
own thing
was
that you're
give me
gonna
an
say.
example of being logical. That's all. But you can't do it.
I can do it, but I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, because you can't.
Yeah, I can do it, but I'm
But I
not going
can't.
to do it. And Mavakaga, I can do 20 push-ups,
But I'm not going
gonna
to.
prove it.
Yeah, because I have a brain.
One,
I'm
two,
not
three,
a pushover.
I could jump 20 feet high, but I'm not going to do it.
Exactly correct.
I'm not going to show you.
Because
so
this is the whole problem.
wait, Brian.
They do
Brian.
not have any examples. They
Okay, so
don't.
Brian, I
They-
partly agree with Phoebe, right? Not every woman is like that.
Okay.
Like,
not every woman. I agree with you, Steve. I agree.
but then some, well, I would say a lot of women are emotionally. They think emotionally.
Okay,
And I
so
guess
Vi,
it depends how they're raised
if you
too,
think
right?
some women are like that, then give me an example of when do they think logically?
Well, the ones
I
in
can't-
Japan,
I-
the ones
I
in
can't
Japan don't.
I can't
My
think of any.
experience, the girls in Japan, they think with their emotions. You know?
Yeah, right. But Phoebe said that they are.
Exactly what you said. Exactly. They think with their emotions. Exactly.
Exactly.
That's
But
the
then,
key word.
but then if you go to another country, it depends how they're raised, right? So like, I don't know about Saudi Arabia, but then it depends. Certain countries, some women think logically, right? But in Japan, I don't think any woman thinks logically in
Yeah,
Japan.
but why can you or her not give me an example of a logical thinker? One example.
I cannot find one right now.
Yeah, there's a reason why you can't find one. Right? That's
If you
because they
can't
don't.
find one, then you cannot say that some women think logically. If you can't even give me an example of one.
I think the women that's hard to date, that's the ones that think logical.
What do you mean? Why would they be
Yeah,
thinking?
I'm fucking done. I am fucking done with dating. I am fucking done. I could not. I'm 41. How old am I? Oh my god, am I 41 or 42? I don't even know. However,
Yeah, I looked at your
I don't.
profile. It says 41.
Yeah, I don't even remember my age. I don't give a fuck right now. All I know is that my ex-wife, I get to go over and do the deed every week.
That means she doesn't think logically.
No. Oh hell no.
Neither does
No,
Brian
bro.
at that point.
No. Hell no. Yeah, you know what?
That's not a good example.
I'm living my life. Man, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, Brian,
You know,
Brian, why don't we ask Mickey from yesterday?
Oh yeah, ask Mickey. She's the psychiatrist.
Where
Oh, here we go.
We need
with
Mickey. Mickey, we love you.
Mickey,
You're the one who needs
Mickey,
to give us
give me an
cleared up this
example
whole
of a
situation.
Mickey. Give me an
Your
example.
therapist is here. Everyone, please take a seat. Would
Yeah.
you like a cup of tea? We can pour a cup of tea.
Give us
Let's
I'll
begin
take
with
anything.
your childhood trauma, please. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
give us
I'll
an
take
example.
anything
I'll
from
get
you,
it in
Mickey.
touch
I'm
with the
falling in love with you.
Hold on. Give us an example of when a woman thinks logical. For Brian's
Me?
sake, yeah.
This is
Me?
great.
Yeah.
I think I'm a great example of a logical woman. So me.
Yeah, but give us
Not sound like a pick me, but
So that's it. That's your example?
that answer the question, Mickey.
well, yeah.
Okay, here's
Go
a
ahead,
question
Cyber.
for you, Mickey. So if you
Yes.
claim to think logical, which okay, maybe you are
Correct.
right. So I agree with you. So this is the question: how many women do you think thinks logically, and how many women do you think thinks only emotionally?
Well,
Just
okay.
a rough
So,
guess. Just a rough guess. Right?
I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna make a slight differentiation. I think I wouldn't necessarily say that somebody being emotional would make them less intelligent, right? I think women and men both have different traits, right? And you can be an exception to the rule. You know, there's men who aren't logical, there are women who are emotional, you know? But I wouldn't necessarily say, are you logical, or what percentage of women are logical versus emotional? You can be emotional and still be logical, right? And vice versa, right? You could be logical, but also be emotional. It goes both ways. So if you're trying to ask me what percentage of women do I just not think are logical, regardless of, you know, emotional versus just like they're not logical, period. You know, it's a bit challenging because I hear, you know, if you have a higher IQ, and I don't actually know what my IQ is. I haven't ever done a test, but you can perceive people as being unintelligent, right? I don't know. I don't know if I could really just chuck a percentage out. I really don't know.
Okay,
I don't
so
know.
again, we just got a 2-minute speech, and Mickey, I love you, of course. However,
You gotta get through me first. I got Mickey first.
No.
No,
However,
go ahead. I'm sorry, Brian. I'm
she
joking,
just gave
Mickey.
a 2-minute speech circling around how she doesn't want to answer a basic, simple question.
Yeah, I got into a actually kind of a debate yesterday about this though, and I think I'm not trying to, just circle around. I can give statistics about a lot of things, right? Where I can give like solid scientific evidence. As someone who
Give
is,
it right now. Then give it right now. What?
Wait, listen to what she has to say.
the problem is with this particular topic, we're conflating the idea that someone who's emotional is therefore less logical, right? I mean, I hear people of both genders, men and women, that can be dumb, right? But I don't know if I have a big enough sample size for me to really say, that one gender is maybe more quote unquote like dumb than the other.
Well, at least you agree
have
there
any
are
examples though?
only
Like, do
two
you have
genders.
anything?
There's only male and female. So a chick
Well, yes,
from Chicago.
I'm a scientist, so there's only two genders. I highly believe that.
Yep, that's right. That's right. So at least we got a chick from Chicago to admit that there are only male and female. So
Chicago?
here we go.
Chicago?
You said you're from Illinois.
Close. Colorado, not Chicago.
Oh, yeah. No, I guess I got my words mixed.
It's okay. It's all good.
Sorry. However, we get a female to say that there are only two genders. There's only male and female.
Correct.
And that's biology.
Now, I will say this, right? This is definitely a fact, biologically, is I think women tend to be more people pleaser. But I really wonder if the amount of, because women are definitely more likely to be like, oh yeah, there's 50,000 genders, right? I really wonder though, in the back of my mind, if they truly believe that, or if they're just saying it because their natural inclination is to fit with the group, right?
Yeah, correct.
That's exactly the real question.
Yes, of course, because I said that maybe about 1 hour where women subscribe to the hive mind and only think about, other women. And again, one of the things that I say is that Mavakaga and Vi and Coney can disagree with me, my opinions, and I will not absolutely go to their opinion.
Sure.
They can disagree, and we will agree to disagree, but I have my convictions. But, however, I agree that women subscribe to a hive mind. A hive mind.
Okay, Mickey, I have another question for you.
Mhm.
Is there a difference between the states on logic and emotions between women, like California and Colorado and New Hampshire? Like, do they, like, how do I put the question? It's like someone like Colorado people think more logical than California people, or California people think more logical than Texas people. Like, is there actual difference?
Again, first off, to be honest, I don't have stats for that, and I also couldn't say. I haven't been to every state, so I wouldn't. Just
a
right?
rough guess. Like, what do you think out of your education?
I would probably assume that states with, although that's not necessarily true either. I would say maybe states with better education would maybe be more likely to critically think, but that doesn't necessarily.
Your better
I don't
question
know.
would probably be something like,
I don't know.
oh, if you're a Democrat, do you think more logical or emotional, or if you're a Republican, are you more logical or emotional? That might be a
Yeah,
better
something
way
like
to
that.
ask it.
Yeah, because I
Yeah,
think
something like that.
you can't really say states, right? Because there's a lot of different. It could be someone's religion. It could be someone's, their political party that would have them believe one thing or another. I don't really know, because there's Republicans and Democrats and people of different religions in different states, right? So I don't think I could necessarily quantify which states have smarter women than. Yeah, I honestly can't. If I were to give you an answer, it would be a blatant made up
Well, how about
statistic.
this?
I
Like,
don't
I
know.
think, guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but if you look at my understanding, the conservative states versus like the western coast of liberal places, because if you have more people that are, say, living in Los Angeles or San Francisco, you have people from different walks of life bringing ideas. But compared to conservative states, you have Americans that don't have that because they're just conservative. They're primarily in their own little bubble. So do you think the liberal places, say Seattle, Oregon, or so, or like New York, that have so many people that come over and they bring new ideas, allow them to be more logical?
I'd almost tend to say, I guess, if you ask people with more immigrant backgrounds, right, they're less likely to say, for example, that there's more than two genders, which is ironic, right? Probably there'd be more Americans who are willing to say there's more than two genders. But if you were to ask, like, poll random, for example, I don't know, Mexican families, I bet you overall that most likely most of them would say no. So I think it just boils down to the fact of whether or not people are critically thinking, which unfortunately a lot of people can't, and also whether or not, even if they do know the correct answer, if they're willing to say what's real and what's not, right? Because some people just want to,
Go ahead.
say something and have everyone go, "Oh yeah, you're so right," and rainbows and unicorns, right? Instead of just being honest and saying, "No, that's just not factual." So.
Yeah, well, okay. So you're in Colorado, and you know that is a very liberal state. I went to college in Colorado. I know it's all about acceptance and, oh, we accept everybody. Men can be women and women can be men, but you look at the what is it? I want to smoke a fag. You look at men that have a penis, and it's very simple. Women have a vagina, and that is the absolute truth. And you cannot, no matter how you got an addictomy or take away a dictomy, you still will be a man or a woman, regardless of what you want to do to your body. You can cut off your tip.
Okay, wait, Brian, you're getting on a different subject.
Hold
We're
on.
talking about
Let's say hi
logic.
to number 7, T-shirt. What's up, T-shirt?
A T-shirt.
What were you saying? Too much attention from men. What are you referring to? What part?
Oh, yeah. I believe, a lot of women are just, not really, especially young women in America, the awfuls, affluent, white, female, undergraduate liberals. These women.
I feel attacked.
These women,
I'm an undergraduate and I'm white.
Yeah,
Sorry,
a lot of these women, and I don't mean to come for all women here, but a lot of them, they have been blinded from reality, the hardships, the true nature of reality, because their pain has been subsidized by men who are seeking intimacy from them. And so a lot of them don't really deal with actual consequences and
That's right.
their behavior. Like, they can get away with their behavior because they pretty, men will put up with it, So
But why?
because they're pretty, these men, they don't know better. They they don't get much play, so they're fiending for it, and they'll put up with bullshit from women just because. And it's so much worse for every other man. Oh my goodness.
Man, hold on. T-shirt, you're black. Where are you from, sir?
Los Angeles.
Okay, so you are spitting truth, brother. You are spitting truth. Okay, so
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I'm 27, just a little bit about me. 27. I'm about 6'4", 6'5". I'm over 200 pounds.
Damn, you're tall, brother.
Dude,
You're fucking
women,
tall, brother.
I deal with women constantly. Even if I don't want to, I deal with them because they're not going to leave me alone. And
but why?
Because women like attractive men, same way how men like attractive women. And women like certain physical attributes of men, regardless of what they say. Regardless.
Actually, T-shirt has a point, T-shirt actually has a point, because if you think about it, right? Women, they have more privilege. If a girl tells the police that she got raped, the guy will go to jail. Now, if a guy tells the police that he was raped by the girl, they're not going to believe him.
No, but it doesn't matter whether they believe him or not. At the end of the day, when you go to court, you are guilty until proven innocent. That's the only time you are guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah, but if a girl, if you go to court and you say a girl raped you, right? Most times they're gonna believe the girl. They're not gonna believe the guy.
Yeah, but even if the man ends up being innocent, he is tarnished for the rest of his life because he will always have that asterisk beside his name.
Yeah, so that's another thing, right?
Exactly.
Now, if a girl says she was raped, they're gonna take the girl's side.
Yeah, women have more social currency today than men, in my opinion, in first world English speaking nations. They have more social currency than men. So they are to be believed first, If you're out in public, okay, and a woman is getting angry with you, right? It doesn't look good for you as a man. It doesn't. And she could be, completely in the wrong, but who cares about that? All they're looking at is this bigger man, physically imposing man causing, harm to this woman.
So, T-shirt, do you agree that men think logically and women think emotionally?
I mean, I think people are people at the end of the day, and their behavior, I believe a lot of our behavior is conditioned by society, And
exactly what I said.
A lot of our behavior is conditioned by society, and we behave, in ways that will gain us privileges if we don't receive consequence for it. So women can do all the fuck they want to do because there's still gonna be men coming after them, lusting after them, giving them free time, energy, attention, resources, simply because of their genetic privilege. And I do not subscribe to this propaganda, bruh. I do not.
So why is Phoebe and Nikki all of a sudden totally silent? Phoebe, I haven't heard from you in like half an hour. What's going on?
Yeah, that's right. The T-shirt is spitting.
No, but that's true.
I don't have anything to say.
Okay, yeah, of course not. Of course you don't.
She's like, it's all true. T-shirt talk because I felt like he had to. I wanted to listen to what he had to say, so I was muting myself just to listen.
Yeah, it's all good.
What T-shirt said, it does make sense, right? If you yell at a woman in public, you look bad. If a woman yells at you in public, they're gonna say, "What did the guy do?"
She's empowered. Exactly. Yep, that's right.
That's how society works, right? Like T-shirt said, you conform to society, and that's how society works, right?
Yeah, society works. You know what? T-shirt, Mavakaga, and Dean. Society, women want complain. They live in a patriarchy. But that is not the truth.
No.
We live in a vagina archy. You must treat women with respect. You must pay for women. And you must take abuse from a woman. You must take it. And you can get slapped in the face and you cannot fight back. That is the world that we are living in.
Yeah. And I would be willing to put up with a lot if these women were like not, if they were, friendly, pleasant,
They're
not insufferable.
They're not. They are insufferable.
But that's the thing,
they-
like if you're an attractive woman, you can get away with a lot, but there's a point at which a man can take no longer. And these women, like, they have completely lost the plot. They don't know how to lean into being women anymore. That you cannot stand toe to toe with a man, right? Just let me feel like a man for a little bit, and I'm inclined.
But they can't.
Yeah, they will not. They won't.
They can't. They can't. I told my ex-wife, something that I felt very proud about, and again, talked about this last night. I do art on my talent. I draw a lot of art, and because she did not bring that happiness to me, that she can't stand it. She cannot stand it. Women cannot be happy if they are not happy.
By the way, welcome, Sean. You can jump in anytime.
Yeah, I was just letting everybody finish their thoughts.
Yeah. Just don't want you to think we're ignoring you or anything. You can jump in anytime.
Yeah, you can jump in anytime.
No, I think one of the things why women have gotten so off base is we just haven't been holding them accountable. And I think a lot of the reason why is there's a lot of women, especially in the West, that haven't been growing up with strong fathers that know how, like, they could look at the right example of how a man should be. And that because it's their father, he knows how to put them in place gently. Like I had to teach my nieces not to interrupt when I'm talking to another adult. But if they didn't have a father figure to correct them on stuff like that, they would still be doing it. So, like, I think one of the ways that women can safely learn boundaries is just following the example of a strong father. Strong and, not a crazy father, not an abusive father, but, a father that sets a good example.
But 9 times out of 10, they don't have that. They don't.
Yeah, I think it's because like the family's broken now. Like a lot of people are, and I think that's majority of the reason why women are acting like that now, and men too. I think it's affecting both genders. Go ahead.
I think part of it too, right? Women know they can get away with a lot of shit.
They know it
because like, okay, so like this Mickey, I'm gonna use it as an example, right? Mickey's beautiful, she's smart, intelligent, and everything, right? Now, if I was in public yelling at her and she calls the police is gonna ask me, what did you do to her? Why is she angry? Now, if she's yelling at me, I'm still in the wrong because she's pretty.
You know what's absolutely crazy though? I know it's just an example, but bruh, I actually cannot properly express anger. So I would actually be like the last person on the face of the planet to yell.
Yeah, okay,
like,
but you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
So, and some women take advantage of that fact, right? They're like, wow, if he yells at me, I call the police, he gets arrested. If I yell at him, he calls the police, he gets arrested.
Yeah, I think there is, you guys bring up a good point. There is a stigma that, like, women can't be wrong, or if a woman's mad, somehow it's someone else's responsibility for her being mad, when really we should be holding both genders to the same standard. So I think
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Let me, I have to go to bed. However, let me ask you a question. Have you seen in 2006 or maybe 2007 the Dateline NBC To Catch a Predator, where they caught men talking to decoys, and they showed up at the house intending to have sex with an underage female. However, they were arrested and put in jail for 20, maybe 15 years. And I am not saying that that is right. However, they were talking to a decoy. However, now you see all these female teachers actually having sex with underage boys, actually getting pregnant from underage boys, and they get maybe like 3 to 4